Right away, driver. The restaurant is all filled up. 1 token exchange between here and Dingwall. We're expecting to pass Tornado at Dingwall. That should be a nice, pleasant surprise for our passengers as they get ready for lunch. I don't think it was a career scenario, Baked Bean Kids, so it doesn't bang you out. I did hear something about Tornado's repairs, yeah, Ben. Something about it being late. Why does Discord say I'm playing Roblox? Because the kids were probably playing Roblox on my other laptop. Rubicons 1, thank you for the follow, much appreciated. Red Devil Dom, yep, just started the scenario a few minutes ago. Red Devil Dom, jar looked empty. It is looking a bit empty, isn't it? Thank you very much, Red Devil Dom. It's not doing the show because it already did it a little while ago, I think, Railroad. And you have to do exclamation mark show. Not show exclamation mark. Who what doesn't listen to shouting? Lovely. Oh, the new version of the Stream Deck software has timer actions. You remember where I used to have to keep asking you guys to tell me when to take my tea, do my tea? Stream Deck can do it for me now automatically. Wow, technology. I'm alive during a time when this works. We're all alive when that sort of thing is possible to do. You can press a button on a Stream Deck and it will tell you after a certain number of seconds is up. What a privilege. Back with hot chocolate, Moggy. Oh no, you're definitely a bot, man. Without a shadow of a doubt. You said so earlier on Discord. Oh, you got mint hot chocolate, very nice too. Mine's just regular old Cadbury's hot chocolate. I don't miss rain, Steve. Shot 1 in 50 drop. This route can't make his mind up if it's going up or down. Well, that sounds interesting, Danderman. Is that going to be a workshop upload? BRCW, you're back with a mug of hot chocolate as well. There you go. Don't know what the whistle board is there for. Presumably it's for the sheep. Oh no, it's for this crossing gate. Rob, so have you fixed it so I don't have to nail the speed limit exactly now? Can I go a little bit under the speed limit? Just to avoid having to overspeed. Either something's overriding your choices, or it didn't download the latest version, because I deleted it and then re-subscribed to the version that's on there, so I'm hoping it's the right version. We'll try, shall we? Well, so far no point loss. I'm purposefully staying under 19 just to prove the point at this point. I'm trying to work out how many times I can put the word point into a sentence, if you get my point. Yay! Nicely done, Rob. I can point to the point in my point if you want, Muggy. If you don't get the point. But it's statistically proven that 2.4 people can get the point in my point. It was indeed on point, Metgato. Mind testing the speed points. What do I need to do for that? Oh, you mean overspeeding? But I wanted 1,000 points. Well, I'm sure I'll be overspeeding at some point. If I don't, I'll test them later on. The end. If by some miracle I've got it right. Wow, that is some super elevation. I feel like I'm going to tip over. See, I almost forgot that there was a 20 coming up. Surely if we slow down, I am literally going to tip over. No, I'm sorry, Crucible. 2 people had that score, so you lose. Hey, Chuckles, how's it going? But the thing is, everyone's so used to it now that they're always using that as an answer, so it's now actually the opposite. Oh my word. Oh, I'm glad to hear you're on the mend, Trunkles. 30 limit going up to a 40. Am I going to upload to YouTube again, Dan the Man? Yes, I am. I actually have about 100 videos sitting waiting to be thumbnailed and metadated. And for me to get my button gear. EC, so Victoria was supposed to be doing the uploading from Twitch, but I think she's lost interest. She did it until she ran out of videos, and she's never gone back since I started doing more streaming, so... Even with the promise of money. She's bonkers. I should re-ask Cameron again, shouldn't I? Make her an offer she can't refuse. What? Do it or I'll take your phone away. Oh, you almost got to see the overspeed penalties, Rob. Well, funny you should say that. This is her phone. She has to turn it in now every night because little so-and-so was spending all night playing with her phone and not sleeping. So now if she wants the phone during the day, she has to turn it in before she goes to bed. Which she does very well, actually. Funnily enough, she's more awake during the day. Yeah, my daughter doesn't eat meat really very much, though, CG Live, so... Oh, there you go. Is that what you were looking for, Rob? I did that on purpose. Wasn't looking at chat at all. I will re-ask Cameron and see if he's up for it. I think the last time I asked him, he wasn't. Then the next time I asked him, money was involved and he was slightly less against the idea. So I'll have to find out. Trying to get their pocket money linked to doing chores, and at the moment they seem more interested in not doing chores. Just saving me money, but it's not the point. Well, we seem to be making up reasonable time at the moment. We're about a minute ahead of schedule. You had an Atari 400 EC. We had the Atari 800. They were cracking machines. What cartridges did you have? Did you ever get the flight simulator for it? Jumbo Jet Sim? Paddy Fancy, yes, this is the second part of Rob Powell's scenario, so we're redoing part 2. He's made some changes so the scoring isn't quite so brutal, and I'm going to try not to open the doors and start driving. Sort of a joint arrangement. My paper round paid for my first video recorder and a television and a hi-fi system. I kitted myself out with all of the good stuff. Have you seen Trackmania yet, EC? MK Dons, 21 months, thank you very much for the resub, very much appreciated. How long are you about for tonight, EC? I was just thinking if you're about after the end of the stream, I'll fire up Trackmania for a little bit just to whiz around a couple of tracks. It was free on PlayStation 4 for last month, I think, so I picked it up. We'll see how we get on, EC. Hey, Tay Cherry, thank you very much for that. Really appreciate it. Your English is fine. Probably better than my Brazilian. In fact, I'd guarantee it. You didn't know I had a Brazilian one, now you know lots more about me than you didn't want to know. We've got Glenn got hooked on my... Oh dear. He's enjoying it, is he? Are you saying that you're not hooked on it? Or are you trying to divert attention from the fact that you're hooked on it as well? Hey, there you go. How's it going? Have you joined the server yet, Glenego? Garak Durek, wow, thank you very, very much for the host. Welcome, Garak Durek's viewers and Garak Durek. That's epic. Right, let's drop into a 35. We're also going downhill. Yes, you do, I'm afraid, Anna on the Moon. You do need your own copies. You got pineapple split, monkey. It's mental. Hey, Will and Fez, welcome to the stream. Just holding on the brakes as we come down the hill now. We're down to about 40 seconds ahead of schedule. So we've lost a little bit of time so far. Dang you, chat. What did you set the clock at, Rob? Is it 900? Start slowing down now. Fixed distance on approach to Garb. Where will we getting a new RATB token? Hey, P-Bass, how's it going? EC, do you remember on MSTS there was the Going to Nowhere project? Don't open the doors. Yeah, don't open the doors. Crikey. I think the problem was that no one sort of really took ownership to finish it, so everyone's lives got in the way, and it just sat. It's sitting on an FTP server on UKTS, I think. There were some pretty epic bits in it, wasn't it? No, I don't have the schedule for the 12-hour stream yet, P-Bask. For those that have just joined, by the way, I'm doing a charity stream in 2 weeks, July 28, July 29. I'm still trying to see what I can sort out in the way of goodies and so forth, but it'll be supporting charity. It's also my birthday, but that's not what the point is. BRCW, which charity? So it's a sort of a little known charity because they're a local at the moment, but they're growing, called My Shining Star. What they do is they support families to in all the sort of the ways that most charities or other organisations don't, in that they provide financial support, help, aid and so forth to families who are trying to deal with it. So whether it's getting a child relocated, so buying the equipment so a child can move from the hospital back home, for example. It's related to cancer and the like, but it's about sort of all the surrounding support that that families need to sort of be able to cope. Ribku, thank you very much for the host, very much appreciated. Welcome Ribku's viewers. Like local Macmillan Hospice. Possibly, I don't. Possibly, yes. Crucible. They do some work somewhere nationally, but I think a lot of their work is relatively local. Their aspirations are to go national. They're a really nice bunch actually, and they've got some really nice stories. What I want to try and do is get some of their stories together so that I can sort of give you more of a firm idea of who they are. Hand is off the keyboard. I am not pressing the T key. I'm going to go and press the 2 key and make sure the doors aren't open. I'm super paranoid and a bit of an idiot. Token successfully exchanged. Driver, you may depart for Dingwall when ready. Lunch will be served shortly. Please try to remain within the speed limit and not make any sudden stops. Good to go. Oh, the lunch is going to be awesome, B9bot. Most of it's coming to the driver's cab, though, unfortunately. And you're getting sandwiches. Spam sandwiches. Spad sandwiches. I guess I walked into that one. Strode gleefully, probably more like. Right, we are now 11.5 miles from Dingwall. Yeah, I interrupted. Everyone was watching you playing House Flipper, Rubku, and I pressed the start button on the stream, and there was literally a collective. Wait, what? What? No, what happened next? So we're back to about 1 minute 20 seconds ahead of schedule. House Flipper is great, isn't it, Rubka? I haven't really played it much since they did the final launch of it, but what I played of it I really enjoyed. It's odd because it's not the game, the sound of the game, it doesn't sound like you'd get much out of it, but actually there's a lot to do there. It's quite engaging. I've also been back to Frontier Pilot Simulator a little bit, and I'm doing a lot better with that now. I made it over to the mainland, and without crashing. I've got a number of upgrades on my ship now. UKTS Making Tracks have authorised the upload of all the patches for their products live now in the library. Oh, fantastic, EC. Did you see when I streamed it, Pishlik? If not, look it up. Frontier Pilot Simulator is actually really interesting. No, I'm going to resist the urge to buy a tin of Spam, Moggy. I don't quite know how yet, but somehow I will find it deep within me and resist the urge to buy the tin of Spam. I may still go to Tesco's and buy ice lollies, however. I don't think I could find it to not do that. However, Spam will not be purchased. Oh, calipos are very nice, aren't they, Rob? Calipos are everything that's right about the world. Tyron, you've changed your old graphics card from a 960 Ti to a 1060. Oh yeah, that'd be a decent difference, yeah. No, Spam isn't too bad, Paddy Fancy. I haven't had it in years. Just trying to keep it up around that 30-mile-an-hour mark so we can try and keep the edge on the speed and not lose too much time. We're still around 1 minute 10 ahead of schedule, so we've lost a little bit of time, but not much. Going up now. You know something that makes me laugh? It makes me slightly puzzled. Does anyone here know what bubble and squeak is? What's the origin of bubble and squeak? Someone fill the rest of the chat in. What is bubble and squeak? My understanding of bubble and squeak is it's basically whatever vegetables was left over from your Sunday's dinner, fried up with some other stuff in a pan, mixed, maybe we put an egg on top of it or something, and there you go. It's just whatever you had the way of leftover veg. So, pardon my confusion when I find bubble and squeak at Tesco. Oh, a bubble and squeak with an egg? It's lovely. Tesco sell leftovers. Well, this is it. What is it? It was a box that said it was bubble and squeak. It was a bubble and squeak mix. I was like, but surely the point is leftover veg, yeah, really. It was a branded box. It wasn't just like a... Someone was marketing a product called Bubble and Squeak. See you later, Carl Leonard. Oh, we jumped ahead on the schedule a bit. About a minute and a half now. Spotted Richard. Spotted Dick and Custard is amazing. Glenegale, this bit of the route was very expensive and silly. The laird wouldn't sell some land, so instead of an easy route going by the only town of any size, Strathpether, they had to hack their way over a pass through solid rock, and Strathpether had to have separate branch line a few years later. Oh my word. That sounds smart. Ambrosia custard is indeed delicious. It is sent from heaven. You know, something I haven't had for a long time, and I'm kind of keen to pick up some and try it out again, is get like a can of Bird's custard and make up some custard for that, because I haven't had like hot smooth custard for a long time. It's been the thicker cold ambrosia. I don't know whether or not I haven't had it because I can't stand it, or because I just haven't had it. So I kind of feel like I should get a box, try it, and remind myself if I hate it or not. .6 miles to go, coming up to a 40 limit. Well, the only difference between egg, milk and sugar and a cake is flour, isn't it? Terrari Bully? So it's not that disgusting. Unless you're saying cake is disgusting, in which case we have absolutely nothing in common and I can't understand you as a person. Sponge pudding and custard. Just keep it simple. Sponge pudding and custard, maybe with a bit of jam. Don't overdo it. And it needs to be proper pudding sponge as well. You hate cake, Terrari Pilly? What? You must be a bot. You're an impersonator. I can't understand you. Maybe it's a language barrier, Terrari Pilly. Clearly you don't speak English. That's fine. Bread and butter pudding with custard. Oh, Red Devil Dom. Remind me which one's bread and butter pudding. Is bread and butter pudding the brown stodge cake, or the sort of the more loose one? Bread and butter pudding is yellow. No, it's the other one that's my preferred one. Bread pudding, I guess that is. The loose one is bread pudding. It's the brown stodgy one that I like. Bread pudding is the stodge thing. Yeah, you go. Bread and butter pudding is supposed to be crispy. Ah, maybe I haven't had some of that in ages. Then most of the time it's bread pudding that I have. Then I do like a bit of bread pudding. The curse of your life is Anna on the Moon invented your favourite cake at almost the same time she decided to lose weight, so no baking because the goods are too tempting. Oh no, Glen Echo. You know, your bread the normal way sliced. Yeah, but bread pudding and bread and butter pudding are a good way of dealing with bread that's gone off. Well, you know, if it's slightly out of date, you just make a pudding out of it. Boom! Glenago has a birthday at the end of August. Woo! Apple cake and cream. Yeah, that sounds good. Fixed distant. But you know what you should get, don't you, Glen Echo? If Anna on the Moon's birthday is first, you should, you know, clearly Anna on the Moon wants her own copy of Minecraft. I think I was possibly supposed to stop there, but never mind. Hey, I found something out I wasn't aware of Anna on the Moon. Gates McFadden was the dance instructor, coordinator, choreographer, whatever you want to call, for Labyrinth. Saw a video interview of her talking about the dances and so forth that she was putting together for Labyrinth. I was like, wow, okay, didn't expect that. Oh, nice, Center on the Moon. I guess that would make sense. Oh, Lita was a stunt double as well. Lita in Babylon 5, yes, yeah. Oh, it's a long time since I watched Babylon 5. What are we on? 1.9 miles, so it won't be too long now. Yeah, apologies being on, but I did announce it probably a couple of weeks ago, but because I've been streaming so infrequently, it's been difficult to get the message out to people. I thought I'll put it on the Twitch announce thing. That way, even if I don't say it, I will. It will there be in everybody's email. Yeah, Glenego, it's been busy times. Working late, lots, but I'm trying to put an end to that now. I've kind of made a few changes that mean I hopefully shouldn't need to do it anymore. We'll see. The odd one maybe, but. The Yeti's been spotted more times than me last month. No, that was actually me. Without my t-shirt on. Taran, you've gone up from 4 gig to 6 gig. Nice. Oh yeah, P-Bash, there will be an auction for my Sunday sandwich to find out whether or not it has brown sauce or red sauce. How about mayonnaise? You know what? We will throw that option in. Yeah, we can see whether or not they want to get involved in running a scenario EC. Stewfew, you are my hero. Hey, has everyone seen some of the news coming out about Farming Sim? I'm getting quite hyped up for it now. I actually can't remember any of it, it's so good, but dig around. There's some really interesting news out there. Bino, but is Track AR and Train Controller at least a thought? Yeah, it's definitely a thought. Oh no, 19 is looking very different, Whitemead. They've been actually innovating quite significantly on this one. Oh. Bacon with extra baking and no sauce, yep. There is Dingwall South. Well, it's more the progression and so forth, the style of growth that you have in Farming Sim. It seems like you can start with nothing, including no buildings, no fields, anything, and you can build and upgrade buildings and other stuff. I honestly can't remember all the things that I was reading about. There's a surprising amount there, actually. As long as it's a picture of bacon, you'll be alright, Erasmus up. If you're saying that I should put Vimto on my bacon sandwich, then you and I are going to have trouble. Got a solid blue light up ahead. Shall I hold here a minute, Rob? Wait for the surprise. Tuna flavour ice cream? No. That Carl Tornado hasn't gone yet. Oh no, I'm not on the marker, Whitemead. Because when I get on the marker, the scenario will end. Here we go. Oh, yees of little faith. I had complete faith that was going to work. $47787. Oh, you missed an opportunity there, Rob. Cliched. Fair enough. Now I shall stop on the stop marker. Oh, now I'm going to get stung for being late. Oh well, never mind. You and I know that I was here early. Well, we'll be clear to depart. We'll be clear to depart in your own time, driver. Not far to Inverness now. They'll be routing us through the yard as we head down towards Perth. I do love these trips to the Highlands and the Lochs of Scotland. Oh, no point lost just for lateness. Yes. You've successfully completed the scenario. Concludes in part 3. 978. Woo. I'll take that, Glod.